When I will beat you on December 6th, what excuse you gonna make? Tell me now. You gonna make excuse when I will beat you again? Tell me now, please.
More.
Are you gonna make any excuse?
Merab Dvalishvili pounces on Petr Yan for making false accusations, challenging him to teach a lesson on the fight night. Recently, both Merab and Yan were in a press conference, and Merab was making fun of Yan by asking him if he had any injuries now or not. It shows Merab's energy for the fight, as he claims to have injured Yan on fight night. He mocked Yan during the presser, and it seems like he's just looking for a chance to beat him.
Do you have any injuries now?
More, ask more.
Do you have any injuries now?
Saturday, we will see. Okay?
Question for you. Do you have any injuries now? Do you have injuries or no? Yes or no? I guess no. Okay. I understand.
Peter, do you have any injuries right now? Merab would like to know.
Look, I understand.
If Merab was sneering Yan, then Yan also did not keep himself restrained from roasting Merab as well. When Merab asked him to come to his place, Yan responded ridiculously, calling him a man without a girl and one whose whole life was spent among boys. The conference becomes more interesting when both fighters start firing back at one another.
I feel like you should have girls in your jacuzzi instead of who you have.
Если ты любишь с мальчиками в джакузи,
But if you like to be with jacuzzi with the boys, it's up to you.
What's the problem with girls or boys together? It doesn't matter, bro. We can mix. Okay. Look, just boys.
Но я видел, что у тебя только мальчики в
All
джакузи.
I saw is all you got is boys in yours.
Say again?
All you got is boys in yours is what I saw.
Я, если честно, вообще его с девушкой никогда не видел.
Honestly, I haven't even seen you with a girl before at all.
First and foremost, the MMA guru gave his immediate reaction to the press conference of Merab and Yan. Guru depicts that both fighters are just flaming back at each other with funny comments, revealing that Yan gave a hilarious response to Merab after he invited Yan to come to his place. Guru added that even Merab after this seems in a good mood to pass some more comments, but Yan's response regarding girls make him silent.
I still think Merab's gonna win, but Yan just really did just make Merab all of a sudden stop yapping. Like, Merab was in a mood after that. I swear to God, Merab was in a mood for the rest of the press conference. Yan's still going at him about it, though. He's not done, okay? So once Merab's saying he can have a mix of boys and girls, he's saying, I don't see any girls in your jacuzzis ever. In fact, I only see men in your jacuzzis. In fact, I've never seen you with a woman ever before, ever. Because Merab's constantly talking about how he can't find a wife. He's in his mid-30s nearly. He's saying about how he can't find a wife, and he's constantly trying to find a relationship with a woman, and he can never do it.
While enjoying their conversation, Guru breaks down the whole press conference and says that at first, Merab looked so cherishing and tried his best to mock Yan, but later, when Yan called him out, it seems like he's not going to speak ever again. This situation revealed that both fighters are just focused on exchanging blows with each other, but not in the main fight.
And Yan's just getting him on all of it at the press conference. Merab's never going to ask someone about a jacuzzi ever again. Merab's never going to ask anyone about it again. Even Yan said the last bit about, in fact, I've never seen you with a woman ever before, actually, now that you mention it. In Russian, he's just going at him like this. And the translator's saying it, and Merab's going, and he puts his microphone down and just stops speaking. And that's like the last you hear of Merab, really, for the rest of the press conference.
Moving with the throwing shots at each other, Guru noticed that Yan's insulting comments really shifted Merab's mood. Guru noticed Merab went silent for the whole conference and could not get the same energy he had at the start of the presser. Guru thinks the fighters should not carry such an attitude and they should be serious about the ring fight, not for the conferences.
Sometimes he chimes in on other things, but he had all of this like really energetic, happy energy. And then when Yan started saying that shit to him, he like really got, like his whole face got more sunken in somehow. His face is really bad from this weight cut, but it always typically is. But his whole demeanor changed after Jan was saying that to him. And he lost all of his enthusiasm. He didn't really want to be up there anymore. He didn't have any energy for the questions all of a sudden. And Jan's like laughing and like bigging himself up to the crowd. What else was going on before we get to Jan getting him again at the end?
Going to the predictions part, Michael Bisping praised Merab in his success story of this year. He looked down into his training sessions, claiming that Merab is going to hit the jackpot soon if he just wins this fight, as he has done numerous takedowns in the past. Bisping went through his previous fights' victories, revealing that Merab beats his opponents so brutally.
Now, this is an interesting fight. We know Merab's killing it. We know he's attempting to make a 4th defense in 1 year, which is just unbelievable, right? The work ethic that this man has, the fact that he's willing to go through these amount of training camps, and then just the way that he fights as well. Non-stop offense right from the opening bell. Beautiful takedowns, of course, more takedowns than anyone else in the history of the UFC. Smashed George St. Pierre's record, almost smashed Corey Sandhagen's face in at the end of the second round, putting their hands together. The cardio is relentless, the output is tremendous, the man never stops. And that's what makes him so hard to deal with.
Giving his opinion on Jan, Bisping said that he has the best skills needed to be an expert in martial arts. Bisping seemed really inspired by his previous fights as he looked into his opposition, which were quite challenging, but Jan went for them. He added that Jan has always been facing a split decision for a long time, but he also hopes this time things go in one way instead of two.
Now, Petr Yan, when you look at him on paper, of course, he's on a 3-fight winning streak against some very good opposition: Marcus McGee, Davison Figueiredo, and Song Yadong. And as always in those fights, we saw stellar footwork, beautiful boxing, nice inside foot sweeps, okay? He's a very skilled mixed martial artist, and of course, he was a former champion. These have fought before, and all the numbers were on the side of Merab Dvalishvili, right? But there's a deeper story here. When you look at it, Petr Yan fought Aljamain Sterling. I'm talking about the second one, by the way, not the first one. The second fight, he lost that fight by a split decision. So he's no longer the champion. Then he fights Sean O'Malley, and he loses again.
Bisping tried to be lopsided for any of the fighters, but both Merab and Yan are inspiring him simultaneously. He said that even though Yan had lost 2 matches previously, but he still had the courage to ask for a rematch. While looking into Merab's victory against Yan in the last match, he noticed that Merab beat him savagely. So, if Michael is impressed by one fighter, then he just goes for another immediately to make them equal.
He's just in the pack. He's in the hunt. He's not a champion anymore, and he fights Merab Dvalishvili. This is a fight where maybe Petr Yan took his eye off the ball. Maybe he wasn't quite as motivated. Maybe he was pissed off because now Sean O'Malley's getting shots and being the champion, and all these other people coming through, and he's just lost 2 in a row. So maybe he wasn't fully himself. On the flip side, Merab was on the rise. He was on the increase, and he went out there and he beat him soundly. He took him down, he outstruck him on the feet, he outstruck him on the ground. It was a one-sided decision in terms of Merab Dvalishvili. But you got to remember, Petr Yan is still a man in his prime. He's still only 32 years old, and he has wanted nothing more.
Another renowned analyst for predicting fights, Demetrius Johnson, seems a bit on the side of Merab as he speaks highly of him instead of Yan. He admires Yan's decision for a rematch, but he's also giving a realistic aspect of the fight, saying that Yan will have a low chance of winning. However, he also keeps Yan's hopes alive by saying that now he has the best chance to knock out Merab and take revenge for the previous matchup.
And when you look at Petr Yan has been active, but he's on a 3-fight win streak. But you think about it, he hasn't finished anybody in a very, very long time. And the last person he finished was Jose Aldo. So the good thing about that is that he can go 5 rounds. He can push all 5 rounds, and he's beaten people through unanimous decision. The bad thing is that nobody out decisions the machine, right? You're going to beat Merab, you got to put his lights out. Is Petr Yan going to be able to out grapple Merab? No, he wasn't able to do it the first time they fought. Is he going to be able to outstrike Merab? That's kind of hard because Merab is getting better on the feet. He's believing himself.
Johnson also added that Yan is going to have a tough time against Merab's grappling and striking skills, which will make the fight tough for Yan. Just like Bisping, Johnson also speaks about the training of Merab, as he had been practicing with the best trainers for a long time. Johnson thinks that the fight will definitely go in Merab's side, as his takedown records make him stand apart from the other fighters.
And Merab is so good about measuring that distance in the void and making sure he doesn't get hit when he comes across it. He's so good about getting there with his he looks down, he looks up, he has those little kicks, and he also trains with Aljamain Sterling. He trains at 10th Planet. He's got a lot of good athletes around him to get him ready for this fight, especially at Syndicate MMA with John Wood. And the last time Petr Yan and Merab fought, Merab shot 49 times in a 5-round fight, and he only secured 11 takedowns. Now, when you look at the odds, that's not very good odds. He missed pretty much 70% of the takedowns. And
finally, Johnson offers some keys to Yan to have a better chance of winning against Merab. The first thing he asked Yan to do was to force Merab into a bad decision and then take advantage of this. Second, Yan should give a short time to take down by letting his hands go, as Merab is so good at takedown skills even in their previous fight. Lastly, he said that Yan should keep on winning grappling exchanges. Though it is hard for Yan, he should go with all these notes.
Petr Yan has got to go out there, and the key to victory number 1 is he's got to take the fight to Merab. He cannot allow Merab to sit outside the void, dictate when he's going to come in and blast a double leg. So Petr Yan's got to go out there and push the pace and push Merab to make a bad decision. Merab, every decision he makes, it's always a great decision. If Merab makes a bad decision, he turns it into a great decision. You can give Merab a pile of dog shit and he's going to be able to turn that motherfucker to gold, right? That's where I'm trying to get at. You gotta make him make a bad decision and capitalize on that bad decision that he made. That's the biggest key to victory for Petr Yan. Key to victory number 2, you gotta let your hands go. You gotta let your hands go, because if you don't, he's gonna be able to get underneath you and get a takedown and be able to smother you and make it look like the first time they fought. Key to victory number 3, he's got to do everything he can to win the grappling exchange. And that's going to be hard, because I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that key to victory number 3.
Going forward, Merab's coach, John Wood, was in conversation with Tim Welch regarding the fight and said that Yan is a good fighter as well. It seems like he did not underestimate Yan and overestimated Merab, as he mentioned Yan's skills as well. John then revealed a hidden secret from their past fight, claiming that even though Yan publicly said his hand was injured, but still Merab's hand was still broken and more injured than Yan's. However, Merab keeps it hidden and goes on beating the opponent without any barrier.
Dude, like, yes, I did. And Petr Yan is a scary motherfucker. And Petr Yan, I do believe, is one of the most well-rounded, dangerous mixed martial artists out there. Nothing but respect for him, and I don't take the first fight in any kind of that's, you know, that's over and done. Those are two different guys now. You know, going into that first fight, Petr Yan saying he hurt his hand, great. Well, guess what? Merab's hand was broken going into that fight too, and literally was the size of a baseball. I can't believe he got cleared. I can't believe he could put his hand in a glove. And the one thing is, there's injuries in every camp.
John shared how uncomfortable Merab grows when someone advises him to take some rest or let his injuries heal. Wood added that right after the last fight with Yan, Merab was ready for the next one even with his broken hand, without letting anyone meddle in his affairs. Although a fighter should be eager to grow high and shine worldwide, John shared that he should listen to his coaches as well, as they speak for their betterment.
He's back in the gym the next week doing the same shit anyways. Like, he's literally back helping his partners, sparring. He trains like he's got a title fight every single day, whether he does or not. So it wasn't a hard switch up for me to go, you know, this is so different. Let's not do this, you know. It was a pretty easy thing. Plus, he beat me to it. I think the next day after the fight, he was in Hunter's office. Hey, I want this fight. Hey, I want this fight. And they, you know, told him no at first. And he said, no, I want it. I want to break this record. I want to do it. So
finally, Wood talked openly about Merab's sparring sessions, claiming that he's such an enthusiastic man who can never get tired of practicing back-to-back. He showed that these are the keys to his success, that after one victory, he does not sit calm. Instead, he becomes unstoppable. Wood exposes the secret of Merab's wins by comparing him with other guys who just stay at sparring for a bit too long, but Merab actually does practice for hours without any break.
Listen, man, I'm a firm believer. I like guys to get, you know, rounds, back-to-back rounds with guys, because they start to get looks. You start to get that real feeling. Oh, he's getting tired too. I'm getting tired. Now the game has changed. We're looking at different structures. We're looking at different techniques that we use within that. And I'm a firm believer. I'm not a big fan of like, hey, let's just Shark Tank guys, fresh guy, everything. It's just an unrealistic look. We don't need the cardio aspect. That shit's there no matter what. But on most guys, honestly, like, have a 1 to 2 round max with him, and he'll go 6 rounds. And I'm not kidding, Tim. His 6th round will look better than his first round.
To sum up the whole conversation of analysts regarding Merab versus Yan, it is clear that both fighters have some weaknesses and strengths as well. If they do some homework on each other's techniques of fighting, then both are going to make the fighting hard for one another. Instead of looking into their previous fights and getting lessons from them, both fighters are just dragging each other into heated conversations. The purpose of each press conference of contenders right before the fight night is always to make the fans aware of the positive energy of fighters rather than spreading accusations for the opponents. The fighters should not get involved in their opponents' personal issues. However, passing over these conferences, the public should be tuned in to watch the fight where it would be clear that who deserves to be the winner in actuality.